The name Phil Leblanc is well known in the Ottawa tennis community, thanks to the many young players he taught and inspired in his days as a tennis camp counselor.
I can still remember him coming home from a day at a tennis camp, running his tennis camp, and sitting down at the dinner table and talking about the kids he had that particular day and what they did, and you could tell in his voice that he was very passionate about it, and he just loved being around kids, and he really enjoyed trying to teach them how to play tennis, but also how to teaching them how to be better people.
For 11 years, Phil worked as a camp counselor for National Tennis School, mainly as the head counselor at Amberwood Golf and Country Club in Stittsville. Tragically, those coaching days were cut short in 2008 when he passed away after being hit by a car.
I was there when Phil passed away in the hospital, so it was numbness. It was basically numbness. It was a little bit of stunned. I mean, I was pretty much going through a wave of emotions at that time. I mean, it was a very difficult time for myself and for the rest of my family.
For me, it was difficult because I was out of town. I was in Europe on a business trip. So I was obviously devastated, but I also felt pretty helpless.
To honor Phil's memory, his family teamed up with the Barrhaven Tennis Club to host the Phil Leblanc Memorial Tennis Tournament, now in its 5th year. His brother Patrick spearheads the organization of the event.
It's a drive that I get pretty much every year with it. I mean, I know for these funds to go towards underprivileged kids to play in sports, that's exactly what Phil would love to do.
They were always close. It was actually a really interesting part of being their parents, just seeing them grow together, and for Pat, this is his way of kind of saying thank you to Phil for what he meant for him.
The Phil Leblanc Memorial Tennis Tournament is a tournament in memory of Phil Leblanc, a man whose tireless passion for teaching kids tennis seems to be the sentiment around all the people who've been involved here, from his brother Patrick to his father Claude, and to all the tireless workers who've been pouring that same passion that Phil demonstrated as a tennis camp counselor into this event in his memory.
It's a great event. It allows us to play some really good tennis. It's a fantastic cause. You know, the Leblanc family, they took something that was so tragic, and they've really turned it into something wonderful.
The tournament kicked off with a day of tennis games, a barbecue, and an auction to raise money for the Phil Leblanc Memorial Fund.
The Phil Leblanc Memorial Fund was established in 2009 by the Community Foundation of Ottawa, and what we do is we take the funds, we take the money that we put into that fund on an annual basis and bring it towards the Canadian Tire Kickstart program, which that goes towards underprivileged kids so that they can play in any sports that they can, which they may not have the finances for.
And in honor of Phil's passion for teaching, National Tennis School created the Phil Leblanc Memorial Award, given annually to the program's best counselor.
Well, it's your dream employee. It's a person who you want to be teaching children. He loved doing what he did. He enjoyed the kids. There's a certain person that really wants to see improvement in a child and make sure they become the best tennis players possible, and that's what he would always do.
They loved him so much they came back week after week during the summer. Same camp, but they just wanted to be with Phil. So he had to be a special person because he certainly made those kids really love him.
The tournament, memorial fund, and award combine to ensure that Phil's memory and name will carry on and help children across Ottawa enjoy tennis and other sports.
We need to remember him. He's always in our, very close in our heart, and it's important to remember and celebrate him.
For RogersTV, I'm John Williamson.